The legislation, which would raise the retirement age to 64, may well get through Parliament this week, despite 2 months of protests and strikes. And today, more of those protests are underway, with union leaders saying the fight isn't over yet. Well, let's go live then to the demonstrations in Paris. France 24's Liza Kaminov is there. Liza, just tell us a bit about where you are and what the atmosphere is like today.
So I'm at the Esplanade of the Invalides in central Paris, where the 8th protests against the government's proposed pension reform are about to set off, and they will be heading towards Place de l'Italie to their final destination, where they will arrive around 7 p.m. Now behind me you can see the 8 balloons of the 8 major trade unions floating. You have music playing, you have flags waving, but the atmosphere is not quite the same as the previous protests. There is not quite the same determination and hope, because a lot of people do believe that this may very well be the last time that they are protesting against the government's pension reform. So the expected numbers are around 50,000 to 80,000 people in Paris alone, but across France, around 850,000 demonstrations in over 230 different locations. Now, with me here today, I have Gauthier, who is a consultant in the private sector. And Gauthier, could you please tell me, so is this your first strike? Is this your first protest? And what do you think of the fact that the bill has entered the final stages of the legislative process?
I think this is now my 6th demonstration. I've been demonstrating here in Paris, in Lille, in Narbonne, in various places in France. The energy was quite admirable compared to other social movements. And now, we are at the final step of the legislative discussion. And for us, it's the same. It's the last sprint of the marathon. And we have to maintain the maximum of pressure on our representatives, because there are debates inside the groups about whether one representative could or not support the bill. Should the government use the 49.3 article, etc.? Our job now is to show that we are still motivated, and we might not be as many people that we used to be last week, but this is easily understandable because it's financially difficult for people, etc., etc.
And what do you plan to do should the bill be voted on tomorrow? What do you plan to do? Do you have a plan?
We don't decide really what will be done as activists. Like the trade unions really together determine the actions that should be done. But we will continue to fight this bill. There will be further discussions on the acceptability of it, and we have to do it, because when we see the opposition, the anger that exists in the country, the number of people that went out in the streets, we cannot tell them, we'll just stop. No, for us, it's our job, it's our mission to continue fighting for the rights of our fellow citizens.
Okay, thank you very much. So there you go. As Gauthier said, they do plan to continue action until the last minute.
Liza Kaminov at the protests in central Paris. Thank you very much indeed.